Yeah. Presented by Wearable Fandom. Welcome to Wear Mighty Things, episode number 40. Friends, we are live, and this episode is recorded on September 4th. This is a podcast all about the Roosevelt's brand and community. If fandom, fashion, and friends sounds like fun, well, then you, my friend, came to the right place. To receive all of our content updates, please subscribe and ring the bell to get notifications of all of our new content as it releases here on Wearable Fandom. It's so great to be back with you guys here. It's Thursday. I am excited. Had a very busy week, but it's a short week. We had Labor Day, and I think you guys have heard me say it before, but podcasting ain't easy, and I can't do it alone. And each and every time I'm joined by my incredible co-host, John M.A.D. Matt again. John, welcome back to the cast.
How you doing, buddy? I'm so glad to be back.
It's good to see you. People don't know we talk a fair amount during the week, but this is like our solid hang. Like, this is where we get to have a lot of fun. Some other folks in the community join in, but this is really special us time, right? The cast.
It's really the only reason why I do it. You know what I mean? No, we laugh and we talk and we have fun, but the fact that I know I can, because you're a busy guy, Dustin. You travel all around the world. And we saw you in Amsterdam. We know why you couldn't be here on the podcast. You were trapped somewhere. You were restrained somewhere. You were restrained.
I showed restraint. I showed restraint in the Netherlands.
You showed lots of restraint. I think we had said that somebody was melting hot candle wax on your back. You just kept saying more.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
No, but we do this, and I'm able to talk to one of my good friends for an hour each week, and other people get to listen in on it. So That is why I do it, my friend. So
I love that you almost always have that punctuation of hit. Is that a Dr. P?
No, it is not. No, it's a Dr. B, actually.
Dr. Brown's. Okay, Dr. Brown's is good. For a second, I thought it was a Dr. Pepper, which, in fairness, is a Coca-Cola product. I would allow it, John. I would allow it. This is another part of one of the fundamental pillars of our friendship is that we both love Coca-Cola and can't stand Pepsi.
Yes,
right?
100%. Oh yeah, no,
it's
never.
one of our core truths of our friendship.
No, I mean it's really it's to the point where it's like how many Diet Cokes do you drink like in a week?
Now it's funny is because I just saw some photos of us last year at D23. Right around this time, we were in Anaheim together at D23, and we had a lot of fun. And there was one night when we went out and found some pizza. I think we went to Blaze Pizza, and you just looked over at me and said, "Dustin, can we please not go to a place that has Pepsi?" I was like, my brother, we can do that. We can do that. It was a good time.
Gotta be Coke. Gotta be Coke.
It's got to be Coke. It's got to be Coke. If you don't like that, it's fine. You can have all the Pepsi. Sometimes people think that just because you express a preference that it's harmful. Actually, it's letting all the people who love Pepsi have even more. So
let them have it.
Let them have it. Let them have it. We see a lot of folks showing up in here. Oh man, let's say, yep.
Oh man, the chat really.
Yeah, the chat kind of exploded for us right here. Thank you guys for showing up. It's great to see you, Dan Chatfield, Dan the Man, Danimal, as we learned last week. It's an old nickname, but it checks out, which I love that. That was quite fun. Oh, we got Captain America. What's doing? Nice. Andrew Long, how's it going, Andrew? Oh, I think Ariane. We know Ariane. Hi, Ariane. Hope you had a great time at Disney. Mega Monster 64 says, "Yo."
That's gonna be Mega Man is like,
yeah. Uh-oh. We have a problem. There's a problem in paradise. Ariane says Pepsi all the way. Hey. We just talked about this. Congratulations, Ariane. You can drink all the Pepsi. We don't want to.
You can have all the Pepsi. Enjoy it.
Well, before we get too much further here on the podcast, John, I've got to know, my friend, what are you wearing?
I am wearing the black Hayapal and the matching hat. And I'm wearing this for a specific reason. Dustin, I don't know if you checked your messages today or how busy you were today. Can I drop an image in?
You should be able to. Yeah, you should be able to share your screen. Is that what you want to do?
I can share I really just want to pull an image up. If there's a quick way for me to do that.
Yeah, you have to share your screen to pull up.
Image file. Hold on. Okay, this is the first time I'm doing this. God, I feel old.
Yeah, look at this. Old. John's learning.
John's learning. Oh my god.
So now I actually have to put this on the stage here. So I'll do that here.
So Manny sent this to MI. Manny sent this over to AI. Manny likes to talk and joke that I am essentially just riding Dustin's coattails, and that Dustin has to always carry me on this podcast. And I thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
Manny is the best. Yes. Manny always jokes that how he always asks me how's my back because it must hurt so much carrying John around. Now, of course, we know that's not true. Like we're both rocking it, but Manny just loves to dunk on John. And
I thought it was the funniest thing. So I had to, as soon as I got home, I rushed and put this on.
Yeah,
I'm like, I gotta match that because this is the funniest thing. I really just want to know from Manny, what was the prompt that he put in for this? What did he put in? Because you look like you're in pain and I look depressed, which is accurate. But what?
Yeah, but hold on, don't bury the lead. Look how good the shirt looks. AI generated this. Now it's making me wonder if Roosevelt is actually making shirts using AI.
I'm pretty confident this is AI. I don't think Manny drew this.
No, he's busy, man. He is a busy man.
Yes, Manny is a busy. Yeah.
He ain't got no. He ain't got no time for that.
He ain't got no time for that.
Oh my gosh! Here comes Danimal, Dan Chatfield with a quote from Isaac Newton. If I've seen farther than others, it's because I stood on the shoulders of giants. Did you know that? That's from Sir Isaac Newton. I don't know if you knew that. And of course, now we're all standing on his shoulders.
Yes, we are.
I could do an entire podcast about how awesome Sir Isaac Newton is. Maybe we need to do just like let's talk nerdy to me. I'm sure somebody's used that name, but I would love to just talk about how much Isaac Newton accomplished by the time he was like 23. Insane. Anyways, don't get me started about ancient dead mathematicians. And yes, I agree with you.
Just gonna make me feel bad about myself that I don't know so much about it, or how much I haven't accomplished.
No, I don't think it should, because people's life expectancy was a lot lower then, and so you kind of had to take life by the horns and just go make it happen. I mean, people were getting married at a much earlier age because they didn't live as long, and so we didn't have the benefits of modern science. We also didn't have the distractions of things like YouTube, TikTok, and others, Facebook as well. But yeah, I don't think you should feel bad about it. But maybe we'll do that another time. Now, why don't you ask me what I'm wearing?
Dustin, what are you wearing today?
I am wearing Jellyfish from the Disney Pixar collection. This is a Finding Nemo shirt. I also got the really great Pair eyewear lenses to match. I need to do a video maybe about Pair, because I think many of you have seen this, but these are magnetic slips. You can see the base color of my glasses is actually this kind of black, but I can just throw these on.
I can't see any color, but
you can see some colors. You can't just see all colors, right? That's right.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. Manny shows up to laugh to see his artwork up here on the cast. It's still here because you're still sharing, so I can throw it back up there whenever I want. So if you would like me to not be able to do that, you should probably stop. Dan says, yes, there is a Talk Nerdy to Me, but I knew there would be. I totally knew there would be. In fact, I'm probably pulling that from somewhere I heard previously that I had heard that before. So, well, it's been a very busy week in the world of Roosevelt's, John. But before we get jamming, I'm kind of curious. Have you met any new famous people? Have you made any plans to go anywhere, or do you want to do both by going on the second annual Roosevelt's Insiders Cruise?
Well, I mean, if we can get some famous people on the Insiders Cruise, that would be absolutely.
You're going to be there. What do you mean? We got you.
We got me. I don't think anyone cares to meet me, but I would love to go meet some new famous people. No, I haven't met any famous people recently. Have I made any plans to go anywhere? No. Insiders Cruise is my focus. That is my priority right now. Okay. And we are. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but we are 115 people strong.
Crazy.
And yeah, 115 people coming on the ship. And I'll just say I'm working on a lot of fun things. And we're going to crush that number, because once I'm able to share some of the stuff we're working on, these numbers are going to explode.
Wow. Guaranteed. Well, I'm excited to hear.
Book your room now, because once you find out about the stuff I'm working on, it'll be too late.
Wow. Oh, snap. Our good friend AI generating image Manny says John is the most famous person I know. Now I'm going to be honest.
Not true.
Well, hold on. No. I think it's probably true, but Manny, you need to understand that reflects more on you than John. Okay, that's your problem. you live close to where a lot of famous people are accessible. If you're not meeting anybody, that's on you. But he does acknowledge you as the real king of Staten Island, which I also know that that's true. Now, we're not that far away from New York Comic Con, John. That's coming up next month in October. I'll be out there, and we'll be making content for the Fandom Traveler. So we hope that you guys will all join that. And I remind you guys to check out the Fandom Traveler. That's our sibling channel here, where we cover all kinds of adventures. I've started covering a lot of San Francisco content, John, because I realized that while I like to go lots of places, I also live in a really cool and beautiful place. So I'm working on some videos there. I rode a cable car on Monday, on Labor Day, and I'm excited to share some of those videos with people, especially.
What is a cable car?
A cable car is like literally one of the most famous and iconic aspects of San Francisco, John. It is a car that literally grabs onto a cable that is underground, and it will pull this, looks like a train car, up a hill. And so you don't have to actually go up walk up all the high hills in San Francisco. So they're very popular. There used to be 23 cable car lines throughout the city, and they cut that back to 3. There's only 3, but one of them will take you all the way to North Beach, which is, Fisherman's Wharf, which is a touristy area where you can get some good crab, and you can see some sea lions. You can see the Golden Gate Bridge. Another one will drop you take you through Chinatown, and you can hop on and off That's the cool part. And you can stand on the outside as well. So if you're not familiar with that, I will direct you to watch that video once I post it. I've got to finish editing it, and then
I
hopefully I'll post it
always
this
watch
week.
the Fandom Traveler videos.
You're
It's
so
always,
nice. You're so nice. This is why you
I
get to
make
stay
sure
with us.
that's right. I rang the bell. I always get a notification.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Yeah, it's great. And yeah, and actually, L. Rockwell says from the Rice-A-Roni box. I don't know if you know Rice-A-Roni or Full House. I will go to the Painted Ladies. That's where the Full House. If you've ever seen that sitcom, there the setting is at the Painted Ladies, which are these 3 Victorian houses. They're very famous. I can also go to the Mrs. Doubtfire house, Alcatraz, Golden Gate Bridge. Like I've got a lot of places in my backyard that I can make videos from. So if you're curious about San Francisco, there's going to be a lot of that kind of content coming through while I gear up for New York Comic Con in October. Now I got to ask you, John, what do you think we're going to see another outpost at New York Comic Con this year?
Well, I was looking at the map, and they got a pretty big space. The map for New York Comic Con just came out the other day.
Okay.
They got, the Roosevelt booth is a pretty big booth, but they got a pretty big space. Look, they said they're not going to tell us when they're doing outposts anymore. So, I don't think we're going to find out in the field notes or anything like that. It's going to be a surprise. But
yeah,
they've done it the past 2 years, and so I'm thinking it's definitely a possibility. I think it's probably easy for them, right from Hoboken to get it over to the Javits Center.
Exactly.
I would put money on it.
Now it was very interesting.
What do you think?
I mean, it's easy for them. All the returns that go back to the factory that are the wrong size, or just not stuff that people have worn and returned or anything like that, but just things that all of the samples that they used for quality control. I bought actually a medium size London floral that was the quality control. I had the quality control sticker on it. It's just one that they had sent in to make sure that before they send them to production that they're ready to go. So I can't see how they need space. They're a growing company and they need to get that junk out of there. So I bet what happens is they just go to the employees and they are, all right. Everybody, you got 3 days to go through this and pick out whatever you want. And then whatever you don't take, we're taking over to Javits for the outpost. So I feel a very, very high likelihood that they're going to have it. And last year, there are some really rare finds. We found the Orlando carpet floral last year. I bought one. We auctioned it off and raised $1,000 for the Gebhard Foundation, if you will recall, John. Our winner is actually in the chat here somewhere.
Yes.
So
yes, Ariane won, and I did not rig it.
Okay. Well, I know you didn't.
Popular belief.
I know you didn't. I would smack your hand and make you drink a Pepsi.
Yeah, but
if I thought you were rigging stuff.
Dustin, I'm still getting comments though, Dustin.
Hey, look, this is all I gotta say. You're still getting these kind of comments. So, my friend, you just got to deal. You just got to deal. But yeah, oh yeah, and so I think we're gonna be on the lookout. So if we were now, I want to ask this question to chat, and I want chat to give us their answers so that we know. I'm going to be on the lookout while I'm at New York Comic Con for the outpost items that the chat would most like for us to obtain. And when I say that now, and be a little more creative. Don't just dump Kraken. If I get a Kraken or you get a Kraken, well, you do what you want. I'm only going to speak for myself. I don't want to speak for other people. If I find a Kraken at the outpost, it's going up for auction and it's going to charity, period. That's just my default mode. I like the Kraken design. Other people like that shirt way more than I do. And I would much rather make a donation to charity than I would have that shirt sitting in my closet and going, ooh, I got a rare shirt. So, so let me know in the comments what shirts that, might be a little bit rare, but keep it in check. And if we can find one, we'll bring it back and we will put it up for auction. But I want to see what are the most desired shirts, or what is the chat hoping that will show up actually in the outpost. And
I think,
yeah, go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
Mm-hmm. No, it's fine.
If we get a Kraken, I think we should cut it up into shorts or something fun that we can send out to people.
Wow.
Just to drive people nuts.
Yeah. I think that's interesting. Well, we miss an opportunity there, because if we cut it into shorts, we'd have to find somebody with a Kraken at that size that was willing to pay money to donate to charity to get the shorts. So yeah. So maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. Starting to get some of these comments. Dan says the Outpost is like the DVD bin at Walmart. Yeah, there's some hidden gems in there on occasion. Captain America says Star Wars Floral. We heard loud and clear, and I hope we will see you at New York Comic Con, or if not, I hope I'll get to see you while I'm visiting on the East Coast. El Rockwell says foil Mickey. Yeah, that foil Mickey shirt, and the Purgle from Comic Con and the Comic Con this year, San Diego. That Purgle shirt is pretty freaking cool. If I found a Purgle, I would absolutely pick that one up. Get that yellow card flash art because I'm in the band. Ariane says, Manny's like, give me a Cowboy Mickey. I think that's an underrated shirt on a little bit. Dan likes the prototypes as well as the old bucket hats. That black Hayapal that John is wearing right now. Yep. And Anne confirms for us, yes, she will be there. So that's great. I'm happy that we're going to be able to see you there. That's going to be outstanding. That's coming up really soon. I got to get my plans together.
And Dustin, we're probably going to do a live podcast from New York Comic Con, right?
Yeah, we'll certainly do that. So if you guys are going to be there, we will encourage you to do a to basically jump in with us and join us and do cameos like we always do whenever we're out in the field. It's going to be interesting because I'm trying to think, is it possible? I know it's possible. Okay. I know it's possible. We need to try it. And let me explain what's in my mind, because sometimes my brain moves faster than my mouth.
There's lots of things we can try.
I know.
As long as you're willing, buddy.
I mean, in public at Comic-Con, there's a subset of things that we can try. But your point is taken. Your point is taken. Your point is taken, my friend.
I mean, Dustin, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into.
Bow, chicka, bow, bow, wow, wow, wow.
I don't want the whole public thing, but whatever you want, buddy.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you there. What I was thinking about is actually whether or not my iPhone with a battery connection could do a live podcast. Could we go live from the East Coast while we're at Javits? And that might be a little bit of a riskier proposition given the internet support, but you know what? I'm going to look into it and see, because I think it would be killer to go live while we're at Javits.
That would be so much fun.
It would also save us an edit.
It would save us an edit.
It would save us an edit because we'll do the talking, right?
When we say us, we really mean you.
I do mean yeah. So when I say us, I do mean me. I do mean me. Exactly. Yeah. Just so everybody knows, John's the talent and I'm the editor, right, when it comes to these videos. So we sometimes on occasion resemble that photo that Manny put through the AI. Meow. Well, cool. Well, we'll talk more about Comic-Con in New York Comic Con in the upcoming days and weeks. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but this is episode 40. Can you believe we're already at 40?
My God, we're at 40. We did it.
Yeah.
I'm so proud. Who would have thought it would have lasted this long?
Now, I have a question for you, and this is about general podcasts, and the chat can also weigh in here. What percentage of podcasts make it to 10 episodes? What percentage of all podcasts make it to 10 episodes?
All podcasts?
All podcasts. All of them, including the famous ones like Talk Nerdy to Me, This American Life, you name it. How Did This Get Made? Rewatchables. Oh well, you should be listening to the Rewatchables. That's good. That's good stuff. Anyways, all of them.
Well, really, you have to realize the problem with podcasts is that anybody can make one. That's a good and bad thing.
Exactly.
The good thing about podcasts is that anybody can make one. The bad thing is anybody can make one.
Exactamundo, Ringo.
And there's an awful lot of crap out there. I cannot imagine the amount of people out there who have been like, oh, let's start a podcast. And then they go and they do one episode and they just never return back to it.
Yeah. No.
I imagine it happens way too much. I'm going to say less than 10%.
The truth is, Ringo, I'm the tyranny of evil men, and you are the sheep. You know that one? You've got to know that one.
It's a Beatles reference. Huh?
No. It does mention Ringo.
Yeah.
But I'm trying, Ringo. I'm trying hard to be the shepherd. You don't know that one?
No.
It's Jules' monologue at the end of Pulp Fiction. Do you remember when they're in the diner?
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yes.
We got a couple folks here. I probably screwed up the quote, but I love
Probably
it.
screw up the
Truth
accent.
is, I'm the tyranny of evil men, and you're the sheep. Yeah, Ringo's throwing you. That's what Dan throws in here. Ringo is showing you. All right, back to the question. There actually is a correct answer in the chat. And who would you know? Who would you know? It's Manny. Only 5%. 5% of all podcasts make it to 10 episodes. He probably looked it up on,
Yep.
he probably hit ChatGPT, answered this
Yes.
question for me. I don't mind, but it's true. So we are 4 times that now. And I think that's great. I have another podcast that I won't promote on here because it's a super niche game that I like to play. That podcast just had its 122nd episode. And so it's a lot of fun to do, but it's a super niche game. If you're that interested, you can find it. You can just go look it up. If you do, go follow that channel too. But yeah, so we are moving, and most folks don't get this far. So here's to the next 40 and the next 40 after that, John.
Let's do it, man. Yeah, so we're gonna cut it off at 80.
Well, maybe. I mean, we could be a limited series. I mean, it's always a
We could be.
possibility. All right, now we are going to have a slightly shorter stream today. There are a lot of things going on. The truth is, I would never lie to the audience. I was invited to go to
Justin
see.
has very exciting plans going on.
Part of the reason why I'm wearing this shirt and this outfit is because I got an invitation to go see the Golden State Valkyries, which is the WNBA team representing San Francisco, really Golden State. It's just basically Northern California. They want everybody to feel ownership. It's not that far from my house to get to the Chase Center. And so we're going to shorten the cast just a smidge. I hope you guys won't mind, but come on, friends. It's the WNBA. We're always dropping them in there. You got to be on your toes here. We're always dropping references into our conversations here.
I think I might turn on Private Parts on tonight because that is a good. That's a great movie.
It's a super good movie, and I think it's really fun.
And I don't know if you heard. There's a lot going on with Howard Stern right now. So there's talks that Sirius is finally dropping him because they pay him $80 million a year, and there's no way in hell they're making that kind of money.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to come back today to talk about the rumors and whatnot, and he no-showed to his own show. Apparently, he'll be back next week. So there's actually a lot going on with Howard Stern.
Wow.
I think they should have dropped Howard Stern a long time ago. The show is definitely not the same as it was, 20, 30 years ago. But
yes. Ramp. There's alert here. Tristan Freeman says that SF is not Northern California. Look, you know that, and I know that. It's true. I was more speaking in the context of Golden State. San Francisco is San Francisco. Bay Area is Bay Area. NorCal is the rest of everything. But San Francisco is part of NorCal. It is not Or actually, maybe this comment is San Francisco is not north enough to be NorCal. Now, that would be a more interesting debate to have with you, Tristan. But we will pick another time to do that. So let's get on and actually start talking about the shirts here, John. Now we covered up to Gersburps last time. There was a Mars Attacks update. There was a Naruto update. And then first off, though, the thing that I want to talk about before we go any further was the Rose City Comic-Con, which was actually, we got the Portland Rose City Comic-Con. We got actually a reference to the as a reference to all of the shirts that are going to be there. And I wanted to actually take a look at those shirts very, very quickly to see if you had any strong opinions. So we got the nice map, and I think it should be acknowledged. This floor is looking pretty busy here. Like Rose City is a lot of positive vibes. Some people have been asking me if I'm going. I won't be attending. I actually have a number of things going on. In fact, this starts tomorrow. I'm going to Fresno instead. So yay me. But there are 3 shirts that are going to be released. First up, let's go through each one of these. It's a Goonies. It's it's Portland. You're getting kind of close up to the Astoria area. And What did you? What's your reaction here to this Goonies shirt?
I gotta say, I really like the colors on this shirt. I really think this is, or at least what I think the colors are.
Hmm.
I like the little boats going down. This is a really nice design. I don't know if it's something necessarily that I personally would wear. I'm actually really excited to see what this one looks like in person.
Yeah,
We always talk about how different sometimes the shirts can look when they do the renderings versus what we see in person. I really wish we got more actual pictures of the shirts when they do these. But I imagine the colors on these are really going to pop. I
I
really
think
like the
so
minor
too.
details on that, and I would be very interested to see what this one looks like. And I think Dustin, you're going to really like the pocket on that one.
Heck
You're
yeah,
very
buddy. Heck yeah.
you're very big on your pockets. I think that's a pretty good pocket, my friend.
That's a good pocket.
Is this one you'll be seeking out?
I like this shirt, and it's a little bit tricky to zoom in. This is my max zoom for where we're sitting, unless I download the image. But in addition to the ship, let me save you from the comments, John. That's a ship. That's not a boat. You've got Data's boxing glove here for a splash of red. You've got a bunch of the skeleton key. You've got a lantern. There's all these like little trinkets that showed up in the movie. I think this is a cool shirt. I would love to have this shirt. I'm not gonna. I think I've talked about on the cast. I'm not really gonna pay up. But if somebody's going and they pick this shirt up for me, I'll gladly return the favor for them another time. So yeah, this is a great shirt. I think it's cool. I don't know if you noticed this backfield. It's not quite Samoa Waves, and it's not quite the Kraken, but it does give off a little bit of this Kraken energy with the backfield and these
It
waves.
does. It definitely does.
So that tracks with Rose City, and it should be a pretty good shirt. So I think this one's going to go pretty quickly.
And I definitely hope someone gets that one for Gordon. Gordon's a big, Goonies fan, and I don't know what insiders are going to be down over there, but if someone's able to help Gordon get that shirt, I really think that would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be
Gordon a cool insider play.
Yeah, Gordon needs that one. If someone's willing to help him out, I think you should reach out to him, and I think that would be kind of cool if you guys did that.
Exactly. Then moving on, we've got Strange Tales, which is a Marvel comic. There's a bunch of cards here of these different Marvel characters. And it's pretty interesting here because you've got the Scarlet Witch. You basically got characters that are magic based. So you've got Doctor Strange, you've got Dormammu, you've got Dracula. You've got a bunch of different recognizable characters here that all have essentially a touch point in the magical arts within the Marvel universe. See, you've got Swamp Thing down here. Is that Swamp Thing? That's Man Thing. Excuse me. Pardon me, friends. Don't eat me alive. At least I know that there is a Man Thing and a Swamp Thing, and I know which one this is.
These kind of give off a vibe of like tarot cards.
Yes, they do. Actually, it's really interesting that you say that because you've got the witch, the demon, the immortal. It doesn't come with the names. It actually has the reference to what archetype they might be if they were tarot cards. So I actually think that that's a really cool design. I haven't seen this before. So now you're going to ask me. So if I look at this pocket, I see Doctor Strange there. This is a shirt I really wish had a matched pocket, if I'm honest. And maybe it will. The final one maybe will. But this is one where it would look great if that pocket was matched. The challenge is just thinking about it. It would be really hard to find that perfect fit and the centering of the card. So at least the card there is centered for the Doctor Strange. But I like this shirt. Not chasing it. Again, I'd love it if it fell in my lap. And actually, I have friends that sometimes end up in Portland and they just bring these shirts and they bring them to me in March. I have some friends that live up there. They're like, "Hey, we got you shirts at Rose City." That happened to me last year, and I didn't ask for any of the shirts. They just brought me all the shirts. So,
Dustin, you're not allowed to have other friends other than me.
Well, hey, when have you brought me Rose City Comic Con the entire set without being asked?
You're right. I get to do that. I am curious to know though. Have you ever had tarot cards read to you? Have you ever? Have you ever dabbled? You have
dabbled. Hold on. Dabbled means a lot of things. Dabbled has a chemical connotation. Dabbled has a physical connotation. What you mean to say is, have I ever participated in tarot or Things Arcane? Is that what you want to
Yes,
know?
Dustin, I think everyone knows what I was trying to say there.
Not me. I was intentionally being obtuse. Obtuse. Put him in a hole.
Obtuse angle at 90 degrees.
No. But yeah, no, I have, and when I go to those kinds of things, I play along. Actually, I'll tell you a really quick story. I used to work at a pizza place in Orlando. I think I told you that's where I learned how to make pizza. That's where I acquired my snobbery of pizza, and why I give you so much crap about New York pizza from time to time. And one time we got a call from a radio station. They were like, "Hey, do you want to be the sponsor of the food for this talk show hour?" And yeah, it's like a scam. I'm sure you did this before. Did you do this before when you were producing podcasts and stuff like that? Call up hey, do you guys want to sponsor the thing? We'll give you a shout on the air, and like it's just like a trade out kind of thing.
Oh, we did some sponsorship deals. Not quite like local businesses, but we definitely did some sponsorship deals.
Yeah. Sponsorship sounds very churched up here. This is like, can you bring us food and we'll tell people you brought us food. Did you see that?
Dustin dropping the mic.
I need to get a new mic stand. I'm like using this like portable mic stand. I see this. So
look at that.
So I just need to get the one that's the right height here. So yeah, so occasionally I mix it around depending on the distance that I want to have to the mic. But our pizza place got called. I took a bunch of food over there, and the show happened to be a psychic reader. And so they're just sitting there in this like AM radio station, and they're like, "Oh, would you like to have your fortune told?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Hell yeah!
If somebody asks you if you're a god, the answer is yes. But and in this case, I said yes. And so I told my mom I was going, and so my mom was listening, and my mom actually called in to get her fortune told. And it was cool. When I get in those situations, I'll play along. I'm an improviser. I will totally like lean into it. Like, oh my God, you're right. If I got a cold read from one of those guys, like the Long Island Medium is their name, I think, or that,
Teresa Goodice, I think.
Teresa Goodice is a Real Housewife of New Jersey. How do I know that? How do I know that is another problem? But go ahead.
Teresa Caputo, I think her name is.
Okay, her.
Teresa Caputo. Yeah, I just looked it up. Yeah, that's the Long Island Medium.
Teresa Caputo. Okay. Well, yeah. So I would totally lean into that. I would be giving them falsies. I would be like, hey, oh my God, yes. They probably know that I was screwing with them, but yeah, I always lean in when it comes to that kind of stuff. So when I got actually a tarot card reading, I acted like it was going to be the best news of my life, because it was actually, I don't remember the exact combination of cards. Bottom line was things were going to go well for me, or I was going to get rich. Never happened. Or something good was happening. And I ran around a party, and I was literally telling everybody, guys, the cards told me it's going to be great. I can't wait. And I just like leaned into it. How about you?
No, I've never had my fortune read or any of that bullshit. I'm not into that at all. I once dated a girl who was really into it and said like she could like talk to spirits and shit, and that kind of ended quickly. I was.
What did you want to say? Talk to this spirit?
Yeah, she told me she's like, I can talk to the dead. I'm like, I was like, no, you can't. I was just like, no, you can't. Like,
oh yeah,
I don't believe in any of that stuff.
Dan says Caputo is a horrible person who preys on the vulnerable. I tend to agree with you in general about those cold readers, Danimal. I think that is certainly, but this is going to be a story for the next time I see you. Captain says, I got read by John Edwards. Wow. Now I want to know, did it come true? Was he right?
I definitely want to know too.
Did he see dead people?
I have a member of my family who is really into John Edwards and has like paid and gone to like a ton of his shows and performances and stuff. And
wow,
I've tried to talk to them. And tell them like, hey, it's all bullshit. Like none of it's real. But they don't want to listen, and that's fine. It's up to them.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
I mean, look. People can believe whatever they want to believe in. For me, it's not for me. But I would love to hear your story about it and how it went for you. and if you had a positive or negative experience with it.
Yeah, it was fine. I don't believe it. We have a place a little bit outside of Orlando. It's called Casadega. Casadega is kind of like the spooky town, and that's where they have a lot of these readers and things like that. And so if you go to the cemetery in Casadega, it's supposed I don't believe in any of that stuff, but I will play along. Like I'm your best friend when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like I have no qualms about playing along as long as it's not hurting anybody. If it's just, we're having fun believing in spirits, but like, my honest opinion is like, no, I don't believe in that stuff. All right. Well, time is short. So let's get back to this jam.
Yes.
Now, we also got a new Floral City. I like these colors, John, the Series 3 florals. The Series 3 florals are looking good again now. These colors are killer. I love it.
Those colors are absolutely killer, at least what I think they are.
And look, it's a beaver, a Portland beaver riding on a unicycle.
I love it. What's better than that?
Yeah.
I'm really happy with this season of florals, and I'm really excited to see what New York has to offer in terms of florals. I would love a killer New York floral. But this is really nice. I would wear that 100%.
I would too.
I would get a floral. A floral.
So this is the first time in a while that there's been a clean sweep where I'm like, I will desire all of these shirts.
You will take all three of the.
Yeah. They're strong. They're all strong. They're all. And the thing is, I think they save their powder for places like Portland because there always seems to be at least one killer shirt there. And maybe you could say that about every exclusive show where there's an exclusive, there's at least one killer shirt. But Portland year after year just seems to deliver when it comes to this kind of thing. They always have like a really, really strong shirt.
So, I agree.
Yeah. All right, let's quickly switch over to Mars Attacks. Now, have you seen the movie Mars Attacks, John?
I have not. No, I'm not aware of this one.
You got to see this. You got to see this movie. This is a Tim Burton movie, number one. It's got a very young Jack Black in it. There's so many great cameos in it. It's a really, really fun movie. When I saw this, it's in time for spooky season. It's campy. It's stupid. It's fun. It's a little scary. This is a really, really strong film. You got to watch this one. And this is one I don't want to wait to watch with you because I want you to see it and know what's going on. But
it's got a strong cast.
It's a great cast, dude. It's a great cast.
Yeah.
I was curious, did any of these shirts kind of speak to you?
So I am not really familiar with this franchise at all. Is this how popular? Like, is this like a cult classic movie?
Yes,
like where
100%.
Like where was this popular? Like in the theaters? Like what is the story behind this? What is the
Well, number one, it was a Tim Burton movie. You can see the cast. There were a lot of really famous folks in it. And it, I don't know how it performed at the box office, relatively speaking, but it was certainly a takeoff of the old style serial sci-fi movies of the 50s. And
this looks like an old style movie.
Yeah, it is. It is. So when you look at like the design of these aliens, right? It's like, they got really big heads. This one's kind of like shaped like a heart, and you can kind of see they have like these big bug eyes.
Yeah.
It's a really funny movie, honestly. It's funny and a little scary, on some levels. I think they did a lot of good shirts in this drop. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing.
I mean, so I don't know if any of these are like a pickup for you. I'd like to turn over to the hat. I was really happy that we got a new hat that has the word Roosevelt's front and center on it. It's been a little bit since we got a hat that actually says Roosevelt's on it. And so just in terms of a hat, I was happy with that, and I may pick that up. That is definitely, and I feel like you can wear that with any of like the R File collections that
sure.
came out. That works for me. I would definitely pick that up.
That looks good. It's got the spooky font, and you've got the alien kind of peeking over. The shirt was actually pretty good too.
Yeah,
and I like this design. But yeah, because this kind of typical alien design is a little bit eternal, like it's kind of evergreen. You can kind of bring it back every now and again. Of course, the original movie is like the thing that most people I don't understand why these designs are on the back. Like, I really like this design in the back, but I'm like, okay, what's the front look like, friend? Oh, look, we got this one thing. So I'm just kind of curious. It is one of the weathered t-shirts. You've got this view here, which is also the same one from the hat, and you've got a little vortex behind him. And then on the back, of course, you got that big full panel. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Now, I will say the shirt for me was Mars on the March. That was this one. This one kind of gave me Thrawn vibes. And so you see all of the different aliens here, but then occasionally you see a red skeleton. The thing there is like when they shoot humans with their ray guns, their flesh burns off and then their skeleton turns red briefly and then disintegrates. So that's kind of like, it's just making like a little bit of a splash. Every now and again, you see you've got an alien with a gun, here to kind of break it all up. Sure. That one was pretty cool. I of course I'm a big fan of Mars Attacks, but I didn't particularly love all of these. In fact, I felt like some of these were sort of the classic designs that Roosevelt's would do for a franchise like this. Maybe those are the best performing ones, but most of them didn't super speak to me too much.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Then we'll shift gears over here to Naruto. So last year there was a Naruto Shippuden collection. There were a bunch of new shirts here. Did any of these speak to you? We got the Ninja World the toy box.
And hey, look, that's cool and all. Me personally, I'm not an anime guy. I think I've spoken with this before. Anime is just not my thing personally. Respect people who do enjoy it. For me personally, I couldn't tell you a damn thing about any of these references. I can't. I won't even pretend to try to. It was just never my thing. It was just never something were you into any of the? I mean, like I said, I can respect from a creative design, a toy box design. It looks pretty cool. It's not something I personally would wear because I just don't know it. I just don't. I don't care to know it.
I don't care to know it, people. Yeah. I get you. There are definitely anime that I like. I'd have to go back and give it to you. Naruto is not big on my list. I know some people super love it. A lot of people found it on Adult Swim, and in other venues, like on late night venues. Naruto's cool. It's fine. I am a bigger fan of shows like Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, Trigun, a little bit older kind of stuff that I grew up with. Robotech is huge for me. Macross, of course, more formally known. But I like, though, the palette of colors here. So when I look at these designs, I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. I like these colors. You look at this one. Now, you say you wouldn't actually want to wear one of these, but this one doesn't look like a Naruto shirt. It's just orange, and it's got throwing stars and daggers here that are kind of popping out, and then you've got a little bit of a cool backfield with the elements. This is kind of a nice design, even if you're not into Naruto. You don't need to be into anime to be interested into this design.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I see this stuff. I'm just like, I don't get it. I'm like, it's just not, it's just not for me.
Yeah. I totally get it. And I do hope one day that they actually bring back they get a license to do something like Cowboy Bebop or something like that, because those are iconic, not just stories, but they're iconic animations. There's sort of like, how a lot of animation today is digital. You had to go through the early days of the old animation, the page flipping animation stuff that like Works and Disney Company did, and others, to animate like those little shorts, which are very painstakingly animated. You move into, the feature films for Snow White, for Disney, just using that as an example. Again, you've got like people who draw keyframes, and then you've got tweeners who draw the animation steps in between. More paint those cells and then film them, right? Pretty crazy stuff, a lot of work. But now as we kind of move through, it's been very interesting to watch, even as late as the early and mid 90s to 2000s, and even from the 2000s on, there are still evolving techniques of animation that rely on those original techniques, but they display motion combat very efficiently and very interesting to watch. So I think that the genre, even though we're moving to digital for consistency's sake and for ease of duplication, and maybe even AI will help with this, I think it's cool that there are a lot of animes that are still hand drawn, and I would love to do another episode to just sort of talk about these. Anywho's, let's do this. All right, yeah. So I think those were the big new stuff. There were some spooky hoodies, and I don't really. I guess some of these were new, but let's take a quick look at the spooky performance hoodies. I think all of the I feel like these are not new, right? No, there's nothing here that's new. Am I right?
I think Doom and Bloom. I think no, these are new. No, they are. These are new as hoodies, not new designs, but they're new as.
Right. Okay,
these are
right,
not.
right.
Yeah, these are none of these have been hoodies before.
Got it. Yeah. So then we've got the Scream Me Up performance hoodie, Doom and Gloom. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, so that does make sense. Hades gonna hate.
Yeah.
The Headless Havoc. I did see some people having some strong reactions to that. Tricks, Treats, and Troubles.
And of course, there was the big issue with these hoodies, though. We can quickly mention, that John had mentioned. There was an issue at the factory. It seems to be either some sort of different fabric was used, or there was an issue with the certain fabric that they used to make these, where it is a little bit of a tighter fit, and they're even showing it. It says slim fit, size up for more relaxed fit.
Yeah.
So any hoodie that you see is $67 currently at this time, has more of that slim fit feel. So if you do want one of these hoodies, definitely size up if you want to get the original feel of those performance hoodies.
Got it. Yep. Okay. Well, great. John, we actually overran our intended time window, so we got to bring our episode to a close. I got to run to get to make game time, but so great to be back with you, John. We will be back, of course, next week, and we will have another update of all things Roosevelt's to hang out with all of our friends. Thank you to everyone who showed up and has been active in the chat, including those who disagreed with us. We especially like the folks who disagree with us. Yes. I want to remind you guys to like and subscribe to the channel, as well as to this video, so others find it who are of similar mind. Thank you so much, John, and appreciate you joining me as well. And until next time, wear mighty things. So long, everybody.